Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Star Trek First Contact by Jonathan Frakes, starring none other than Patrick Stewart and the next generation of the Star Trek crew. We're back, guys, with more Star Trek, and this is the second movie in the Next Generation series. As you guys already know, I'm making my way through the entire Star Trek movie catalog. I've watched all 6 original films, which were just so good. And the last movie we reviewed on the channel was Generations, which felt like a transitional movie that had Captain Kirk pass on the torch to our new captain of the Enterprise, Picard. Please check out all my reviews of the Star Trek franchise. I'll leave a link up there to a playlist, hopefully. If you guys did watch my previous Star Trek video, Generations, you'll know that I haven't watched the series that it was based on, but my lovely patrons helped me understand the context of these movies, and I have read up on the most important episodes of the show, like Encounter at Fair Point, Q Who, Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2, Family, Redemption 1 and 2, and the finale, All Good Things 1 and 2. I'm also familiar with our main crew, like Captain Picard, First Officer Riker, Jonathan Frakes, who actually is directing the movie, the engineer Geordi, the android Data, who wants to be more human, the Klingon Worf, and Dr. Beverly Crusher, the medical officer. I've also been told to read up on the Borgs, which I have, and as I understand it, they are cybernetic humanoids with a hive mind, and they want to assimilate everyone into their collective, with their ultimate goal being to achieve perfection, whatever that means. And I did read up on the story arc where Picard does get assimilated into the Borg collective before he gets recovered by the crew. I've been told that this is important backstory, just like Space Seed, the episode Space Seed was for Wrath of Khan. I don't know anything about this movie, First Contact, at all. I'm going in completely blind, and although I enjoyed the previous film, Generations, I really hope this is more of a standalone, in the sense that this is the first time I'm watching a Star Trek film without the influence of the original crew. Man, am I excited. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this movie and over 250 movies, 2 TV shows, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along, and the links in the description below. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video. Feel free to dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Star Trek. Which one is it? First Contact. Oh my. Frakes, Stewart, the Next Generation crew. Let's go. Man, this iconic score. So good. Star Trek. First Contact. Ooh, James Cromwell. I know this actor. He's very good. I've seen him in supporting roles in a bunch of movies. Dude, the music's by Jerry Goldsmith. Oh man, I'm going to enjoy the score. What a legendary composer. Dude! I'm guessing these are the Borgs because there are so many individuals. Wow. Yeah, I think this is a flashback.
I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile.
That's the famous line from what I read. So great! This is a callback to the episode that this is based on, when he was assimilated into the Borg. And it shows that it still affects him. Yeah, the Borgs really affected his mind.
How many ships?
1, and it's on a direct course for Earth.
At maximum warp, it will take us 3 hours, 25 minutes.
We're not going.
What do you mean we're not going?
Oh?
We're ready. The Enterprise E is the most advanced starship in the fleet. We should be on.
Oh, it's a new ship, Enterprise E. What a beautiful shot, by the way. And Picard enjoying classical music. That tells us a lot about his character.
Starfleet has every confidence in the Enterprise and her crew. They're just not sure about her captain.
They want to keep Picard away from the Borg.
Your experience with the Borg makes you the perfect man to lead this fight.
Riker does have a point too.
We've just received word from the fleet. They've engaged the Borg.
It's already begun. Look at the command deck.
Stand by to engage at grid A15.
Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Resistance is futile.
Resistance is futile.
Casualty report coming in.
Holy crap, they're losing. The Federation is losing.
I'm about to commit a direct violation of our orders.
Of course you are.
To hell with our orders.
Data, he's becoming more human. Oh, dude, it's the Borg ship. It's a cube.
Report!
Worf!
Perhaps today is a good day to die.
Sir, there's another starship coming in.
The Enterprise! So, Worf is not a part of the Enterprise now.
The coordinates you have indicated do not appear to be a vital system.
Trust me, Data.
He has the experience, Data. Fire.
Fire.
Yeah, it's probably a vulnerability only Picard knows about. Dude, yeah, the visual effects have been a real step up from the previous films, for sure.
I have a patient here who insists on coming to the bridge.
Welcome aboard the Enterprise E, Mr. Worf.
Thank you, sir.
You do remember how to fire phasers.
Well, he has been promoted, from what I understand.
They're creating a temporal vortex.
Time travel.
Time travel. Are they going into the past or the future is the question.
The atmosphere contains high concentrations of methane, carbon monoxide, and fluorine. Population approximately 9 billion, all Borg.
How?
They must have done it in the past.
Yeah.
They went back and assimilated Earth. Changed history.
Dude!
Sir, the vortex is collapsing.
Hold your course, Mr. Hawk.
Follow them.
I must follow them back. Repair whatever damage they've done.
No other choice.
You're gonna regret this tomorrow.
Hey, James Cromwell.
One of the things you should have learned about me by now. Come on, Lily, one more round.
Z, you had enough.
According to our astrometric readings, we are in the mid-21st century.
Mid-21st century.
We have arrived approximately 10 years after the Third World War.
Makes sense.
So Earth is weak.
Fire.
April 4th?
The day before first contact.
Precisely.
Then the missile complex must be where Zephyr Cochrane is building his warp ship.
The first warp ship?
Over here.
So the Borgs want to destroy the first warp ship so they can prevent first contact and just directly assimilate everyone on Earth. That makes sense. Is this the prototype?
Structural integrity of the missile appears to be intact.
Hold your fire! We're here to help you!
Bullshit!
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's not gonna work on Data, man.
Captain, this woman requires medical attention.
This ship used to be a nuclear missile.
It is an historical irony that Dr. Cochrane would choose an instrument of mass destruction to inaugurate an era of peace.
It is ironic.
For humans, touch can connect you to an object in a very personal way, make it seem more real.
It's something Data doesn't have.
There's no sign of Cochrane anywhere in the complex.
He has to be here. There was nothing more important to him than this ship.
Hello?
Is somebody on board? Dude, what's happening? Picard senses something's wrong.
Number 1, take charge down here.
Aye, sir.
Crush it a bridge.
Come out of Wolf.
I was about to send a security team to investigate.
No. Seal off deck 16. Post security teams at every access point.
Aye, sir.
They knew their ship was doomed. Our shields were down. Somehow they transported over here without being detected.
It all makes sense. If they couldn't get to Earth directly, they're going to assimilate the Enterprise first.
Quickly, Mr. Data, lock out the main computer.
Data's fast.
Computer, activate the EMH program. We need time to get out of here. Create a diversion.
This isn't part of my program. I'm a doctor, not a doorstop.
Was that a callback?
According to Starfleet medical research, Borg implants can cause severe skin irritations. Perhaps you'd like an analgesic cream?
It's interesting how they're not showing the Borgs yet. I like that.
First thing they'll do in engineering
is establish a collective.
I have ordered all weapons to be set on a rotating modulation. The Borg will adapt quickly.
You may encounter Enterprise crew members who've already been assimilated.
Yep.
Don't hesitate to fire.
Zephram Cochrane.
Cochrane. So he invented the warp drive.
Here's the good stuff.
Dr. Cochrane.
I like him.
To the Phoenix.
They all think he's some sort of legendary character, but it looks like he's just a drunk. Well, a smart drunk. I like the bit of humor they're inserting into the movie.
Captain, I believe I am feeling anxiety.
At least you feel something.
Perhaps you should deactivate your emotion chip for now.
Done.
Nice.
Data, there are times that I envy you.
You're speaking my mind, Picard. If I could just turn off emotions when I need to, I'd be a superhero. Huh. I thought they'd try and capture them to add to the collective, but that's not their orders. Huh.
Ready phasers!
When it comes to the Borgs, the individual doesn't matter. They'll just keep sacrificing more and more.
Captain, they've adapted.
And they can adapt to weapons. That's so scary.
Captain!
Data!
Oh no! Well, Data's an android, right? So, can he be assimilated? Well, he did help. But that also goes to show that Picard does what's necessary.
How the hell did you... Calm down!
Shut up!
I really like the sets and costumes and the makeup work.
The code stored in my neural net cannot be forcibly removed.
You are an imperfect being, created by an imperfect being.
Whereas the Borg's ultimate goal is to achieve perfection.
A group of cybernetic creatures from the future. You're heroic.
It sounds absurd to him.
Because at 11 o'clock, an alien ship will begin passing through this solar system.
They're on a survey mission. They have no interest in Earth.
It is one of the pivotal moments in human history, Doctor. You get to make first contact with an alien race. And after you do, everything begins to change.
It unites humanity in a way that no one ever thought possible.
But unless you make that warp flight tomorrow morning, before 11:15, none of it will happen.
Astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
Star Trek! They reference the name of the movie. He doesn't seem overly enthusiastic, if you ask me.
Why not?
Dude, that's a lot of the crew. They're mutilating them. It's Earth, and you're not on
Australia, New Guinea, Solomons.
Finally, they're on the same page.
I am the beginning, the end.
What the F? Alright, this shot is just amazing. The seamless nature of it. I am impressed.
I am the collective.
So she's the Borg leader?
We two are on a quest to better ourselves, evolving toward a state of perfection.
You have reactivated my emotion chip.
How? Amazing performance from Brent Spiner. Dude, they're giving him new skin. It's something he wanted, right? To feel touch.
No money. You mean you don't get paid?
The acquisition of wealth is no longer the driving force in our lives.
Definitely not Swedish.
Chapter 13.
Wow, what a transition.
Try and look as if you're having a good time.
Dude, Picard has a Tommy gun. Who would have seen that coming?
I think you got him. If it's holograms,
I disengage the safety protocols.
it's one of your uniforms.
Yeah,
Tough luck, huh?
that's the way it goes.
Dr. Cochrane, I know this sounds silly, but can I shake your hand?
It's a reminder to never idolize your heroes because the real person can be completely different.
In the future, this whole area becomes an historical monument.
Reports of my assimilation are greatly exaggerated.
Hey, that's a famous line.
If they activate the beacon,
they'll be able to establish a link with the Borg living in this century.
Man, this movie has a totally different tone to the previous films. Wow. Yeah, the visual effects, definitely they're a step up. Look at the scale of the Enterprise.
Believing oneself to be perfect is often the sign of a delusional mind.
Small words.
Data, you're vastly outnumbered. And surrounded by a force field.
Are you familiar with physical forms of pleasure?
I am fully functional. Programmed in multiple techniques.
Where's this going? Huh. This is an unexpected turn. I also like how the Borg don't attack till they feel like they've been threatened. Oh.
They've adapted.
They've already adapted after just one shot. Oh, dude. Wow. It's so risky though. At least that's some good news. Dude, so fast!
We've had a change of plans, Data.
Only got an hour to go, Doc. How you feeling?
I got a 4-alarm hangover, but I'm ready to make history. You all look at me as if I'm some kind of saint or visionary or something. You want to know what my vision is? Dollar signs. Money.
I like this so much.
This other guy you keep talking about, this historical figure?
History gets rewritten.
I never met him.
Cochrane is very, very relatable.
Wait. Captain, our weapons are useless. We must activate the auto-destruct sequence and use the escape pods to evacuate the ship.
No! Destroy the Enterprise again?
I believe you are allowing your personal experience with the Borg to influence your judgment.
Worf has a point.
Get off my bridge.
Yeah, I see both their perspectives. It's a sign of good writing.
Okay, I don't know jack about the 24th century, but everybody out there thinks that staying here and fighting the Borg is suicide.
They assimilated me into their collective.
I read all about it.
The Borg hurt you, and now you're going to hurt them back. Captain Ahab has to go hunt his whale.
Oh, dude, that's another great reference. Wow, all these old Enterprises.
If his chest had been a cannon, he would have shot his heart upon it.
What?
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but he's quoting Moby Dick, right?
Moby Dick?
I knew it!
Actually, I never read it.
Prepare to evacuate the Enterprise.
I'm proud of you, Picard. Making the hard decisions.
Think they'll build another one?
Oh yeah, they'll build...
Plenty of letters left in the alphabet.
We're up to F
Mr.
now,
Wolf.
so there'll be another one.
See you on Gravette Island.
Wow, the captain with his ship. More than it being a nice shot, this is an important shot.
Let's rock and roll!
6.
You're not leaving, are you?
Well, the captain must go down with the ship. I think he's staying back for Data. I wonder whether the Borg will realize that the ship's going to self-destruct just based on so many evacuating space pods. I mean, they wouldn't be evacuating for no reason, right?
How could you forget me so quickly?
What have you done to it?
Given him what he always wanted, flesh and blood.
He wanted a human being with a mind of his own, who could bridge the gulf between humanity and the Borg. You wanted a counterpart.
Correct.
Let Data go, and I will take my place at your side.
Yeah, he's offering himself again.
Data, go.
No.
No.
Deactivate the self-destruct sequence.
Auto-destruct sequence deactivated.
Jeez. I mean, Fraker's directing in this film has been excellent. Honestly, the plot has been engaging, the visual effects stellar, the acting, it's pretty good for the most part. They missed!
Resistance is futile.
Yes! Data was faking it all along. He's not so easy to assimilate, is he? Borg lady. It's getting destroyed. And once the leader is dead, the rest of the Borgs will stop functioning.
Is that Earth?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Did all the Borgs just melt? Damn. Big fan of the props and animatronics. Especially when it's all practically done.
She brought me closer to humanity than I ever thought possible. I was tempted by her offer. 0.68 seconds, sir.
Captain's log. The voyage of the Phoenix was a success.
First contact is happening at the right time. Yeah, this is a callback to older First Contact films where the ramp comes down and an alien emerges. Is that a Vulcan? Yep, I think they are Vulcans, by the way.
Live long and prosper.
Come on.
Thanks.
Mr. Data, laying a course for the 24th century. I suspect our future is there waiting for us.
He's slowly growing into his role. Nice! Guys, I had no trouble in following the plot. I think I understood most of it. And if I didn't get anything, please leave it in the comments below. But that was such a good movie. It was definitely an improvement over Star Trek Generations. I can't wait for the next movie. I think it's called Insurrection. If I have to read up on anything else, please let me know in the comments. Oh man, I'm excited. We have 2 more next generation Star Trek films left. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. That was so awesome. Out of the 8 feature films I've seen so far, this probably ranks at number 2 or number 3 so far. This might change as we still have 2 films left to go in this series, but honestly, Jonathan Frakes' direction here was stellar. The story felt pretty well written, pretty well rounded, and coherently told. I thought the production end was equally impressive with excellently made props, sets, and makeup. And the performances from the main crew, they were also noteworthy, especially from Sir Patrick Stewart and Brent Spiner. The villains here, the Borg, they were also well portrayed. And finally, the score by Jerry Goldsmith, it's always memorable. That's no surprise. I loved the amount of creativity shown in this installment. It didn't get stale after, 7 or 8 movies. If I had to nitpick, I'd say that if I hadn't read up on the episode, I would have a harder time in following the story. But with the flashback in the beginning and all the exposition we got throughout the film, I guess it did help me in understanding the plot. Anyways, let's start with the directing by Jonathan Frakes and the script from Brandon Braga and Ronald D. Moore. The strong point of this movie was the overall story. I did see some parallels between this film and Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. Both the movies had the crew of the Enterprise going back into the past and changing things. I think this film did it a little better from a story perspective, as the stakes felt a little higher, if that makes any sense. It all came down to the Borgs as the villains. They were compelling, they were intimidating. The fact that they don't even attack till they feel threatened was a serious, I don't know, it was nightmare fuel, right? They're right in front of you and they don't even acknowledge you till you threaten them. I don't know. Just like Star Trek Generations, this film had a big focus on friendship, identity, and the evolution of Data. We saw the introduction of the emotion chip in the last movie, and this time around, he gets a sense of touch, bringing him closer to the human he wants to be. Touch is something that's innate to organic beings like humans, so I really enjoyed that aspect of the movie. The relationship between Picard and Data was wonderfully shown, and their mutual respect reminded me of the friendship between Kirk and Spock. I think it was intentionally written that way. I also felt like Brent Spiner and Patrick Stewart, they were the standout performers of the movie. I'm not saying the other performances were bad by any means, but theirs really stood out. They had proper character arcs. Frakes' direction was even better than his performance, in my opinion. He wrote himself a smaller part. I kind of appreciate that because I could see his focus was on the directing here. I also like the emphasis he gave to the individual crew members. The fact that he separated them. One half, they were on Earth trying to help the creation of the first warp drive. The other half were on the Enterprise fighting the Borg. So none of the characters really felt left out. I also wanted to point out that this was one of the few films where the Enterprise doesn't get destroyed. So that was surprising. I like that. The ending was also satisfying. I noticed that they didn't set up a sequel, which leads me to wonder where this story is going. Do they actually have a big grand plan like they kind of did with the Star Trek 2, 3, and 4, even 5, right? They were all one story. Whether the next one is more of a standalone film or not, I guess we'll find out when we review it in the future. Moving on to the production, and I could immediately tell that this was a step up compared to the previous installments in almost every way. The costumes looked great. The makeup and prosthetic work, they were amazing. Even the miniature models of the ship, the Borg cube, they were so detailed, and you could tell that it was a labor of love. And from the credits, I saw the visual effects were from ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, the industry standard. So I'm not surprised that the VFX here were as good as they were, right? And finally, the sound design, the Foley work, and the music were also a big highlight for me, especially Jerry Goldsmith's score. From the classical Star Trek theme to the more tense music during the second act, finally to the triumphant end, it was all so good and memorable. Like I said before, my only nitpick was that I had to read up on the episodes to fully understand the story, but on a more serious note, even if I hadn't, I guess the story would make, 80-90% sense, so not a big complaint there. Overall, Star Trek First Contact was definitely an improvement over Star Trek Generations, and the best Next Generation film I've seen so far. The new Enterprise crew led by Patrick Stewart's amazing portrayal as Picard really cemented their legacy on the big screen. I can confidently say that the Next Generation crew can stand on their own 2 feet without the influence of the original crew. That in itself is worth the watch here. But thankfully, the film offers so much more. The Borgs, they were compelling villains, and they were a challenging counterpart to our new crew. This is a film that made me think of the individual, the collective, and what humans can achieve if they really put their mind to it. I'm so looking forward to the next film, Insurrection. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Please consider a patron. Please subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video. Feel free to dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.